In the dusty halo of sunset over New Orleans, where jazz notes weave into the roar of the Mississippi River, their story began. Kayla, with short black hair and caramel-colored skin, stood on the balcony of an old house in the French Quarter. She was a freelance street photographer, capturing life through her lens, but that day her camera trembled in her hands. Her latest report on the smuggling of rare animals in Louisiana had enraged local gangs, and an anonymous call with threats forced her into hiding. Suddenly, a crash sounded. Someone had broken down the door downstairs. Kayla froze, but from the shadows emerged a woman with long, chestnut curls the color of wet sand and eyes that gleamed like swamp fireflies. This was Raven, slightly older than Kayla, an ecologist from the marshy depths of Baton Rouge, working to save endangered species. "Run with me. We don't have much time," she whispered, grabbing Kayla's hand. They slipped through the backyard, where moss-draped oak branches hid them from their pursuers. Hiding in an abandoned boathouse by the bay, Kayla and Raven spoke for the first time. Kayla's heart pounded, but Raven's voice, soft with a faint southern drawl, was soothing. "I saw your photos online. You're risking everything for the truth," Raven said, her hands still gripping an oar, ready to flee. Catching her breath, Kayla replied, "And you? You saved me, but who saves you?" Raven smirked, sharing her own struggle, the loss of her mother to a pollution-related illness and years of solitude in the swamp's muck. Days blurred into nights. They met in secret on spice-scented market squares, in bars where blues filled the air. Raven taught Kayla to navigate by the stars over the swamps, while Kayla shared stories of a childhood in the city's poor quarters, where her camera became her refuge. But danger loomed larger. The gangs torched Kayla's studio, and Raven received a warning from local authorities threatening to shut down her project. One night, after a particularly grim day, they took shelter in an old chapel on the outskirts, where the wind whispered through stained glass windows. Broken by the loss of her equipment, Kayla whispered, "I can't fight anymore." Raven stepped closer, her fingers gently lifting Kayla's chin. "You're not alone. With you I see hope," she said. Their faces drew near, and beneath the rumble of a distant storm, they kissed tenderly, like the first rain after a drought, a promise of resilience. Their love grew through trials. With Raven's help, Kayla gathered new evidence for a report that forced authorities to act. They settled in a riverside cottage, where Raven tended to plants and Kayla photographed their shared life. Their story isn't a fairy tale but a reality, marked by arguments over risks and healing through support, where, in the heart of America, they found their freedom in each other's arms.